Saraswati, 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 Hey, Jeet, it's now time for satsang.
Thank you. We have 4 undercover agents at our meeting today. Means that they don't show themselves. Hi, Jeff. Okay. Can you tell me, any one of you, what you come here for in satsang? Why do you come? Is you have nothing more to do? Or you need an excuse to get up early in Australia? What is it? Why do you come?
I love you, Ed, and I love everyone here. And it's been so good, so helpful. And I really feel so much more joy all the time. So that's
Really
why I
good.
come. I do.
Good. You know, what I teach is entirely different way than I was taught. Completely different from anything I learned from all my other teachers. Let's see if this thing can work right. No, it won't. This fucking thing is falling apart. Okay. We'll leave it at that. I teach spirituality isn't found by looking for it. Enlightenment isn't found by looking for it. But I try to teach you to, in all circumstances, look to yourself. Yourself is the measure of all things. If you have a teacher and you like what he has to say, you're buying his bullshit. And instead, you should look to make your own bullshit. This was a very liberating thing that I learned over the years. The teachers weren't there to be prima donnas. They were there to help you find yourself, even though they never said that. And instead talked about enlightenment and ascension and many other thousands of terms, talking about the supposed goal of their brand of spirituality. But what I'm saying is first turn to yourself. You're the number one decider in your body as to what you call truth. And in fact, there is no real truth. Each of us just holds an opinion in some way we think helps us live life. So, in an effort to get you to turn your attention on yourself, I ask you to relax and be yourself. But in order to do that, you have to sort of pay attention to yourself to find out what yourself is. When you come here, you come with an attitude of learning or of being. You come here searching for what you are or who you are, or to feel who you are. In any branch of spirituality, it's so easy to get lost in ideas and concepts and philosophies, as opposed to encouraging a direct experience of your own self. Now, when you turn your attention on yourself, it may feel strange at first, hedonistic, that you take yourself above all others. But the thing is, you are the ultimate decider of everything in your life. Now, if you bought onto an ism like Judaism or communism or Rajneeshism, you're buying into a set of concepts, a complete set of which is offered by the teacher, but in no way will you probably want to buy their whole bundle of teachings. So I'm just saying you're free to pick and choose what you want to hear and what you want to be. Forget about pleasing anybody else in your life. Learn how to be you and not some history of how you've behaved in the past or your tendencies, but to really be you. And by that, I mean as close as you can to your body's own wisdom, rather than wisdom taught to you about emptiness or fullness or meditation or anything like that. Just to find out who you are. Don't make it too romantic. Find out who you are really on a daily basis with respect to others, with respect to your mind, your ideas, your hopes. And as much as possible, that's accomplished by renouncing all ideas about what spirituality is, and instead taking a look at yourself and what you are. That means going through all of the training and education you've got and willfully discarding it and starting all over again. You start with an attitude of, I don't know what the fuck I am or who the fuck I am, but I'd like to find out. No teacher ever told us that I know of, that I've been exposed to. Know yourself. Yeah, you hear that. Well, what does that mean? It means that you are the beginning and end of your universe. When you die, the universe dies. And what happens then doesn't matter much to you. And forget about truth. There is no such thing as truth. Truths are something you put in words and concepts, and they're not real. The real you is both the same and changing from moment to moment. And you have to be able to hold on to who you are. As dumb as you think you are, you're the gatekeeper to your own heart. Let your heart speak to you, not your mind. Just sit there and feel. Don't think. Don't think. Don't think. Feel who and what you are. Feel your body and actively shed any idea you have about who or what you are. And instead look afresh anew, asking yourself, who am I? But the thing is, that is a dumb fucking practice. I did that for years, and I didn't get anything out of it at all. It's when I didn't just repeat some phrase or some sentence or some truth over and over again, that instead I approached all of spirituality with a critical lens Like, what am I looking at here? What does this give me? Does it give me anything? Is it just trying to hypnotize me into certain worldview? Are we entering a spiritual cult here with a cult leader and cult beliefs? Or are we really trying to understand ourselves, which a lot of times involves thinking, but most of the time it involves getting rid of our past ideas of everything, to be born anew, feeling stupid, 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 that you know nothing. And from that place, to adapt or adopt an attitude of watching. I wouldn't even say of learning. Learning how to watch without expectation is very difficult. If you watch others, you're always intruding on your experience of others. When you watch yourself, then too still, you carry a whole bunch of ideas. And your own spirituality is to get rid of those ideas one by seeing they're not really true. And there comes a more advanced time when you realize that whatever you say is not true. It's only an idea you will deem to be more true than other similar statements. But at the basis, the way you ground yourself in yourself is to lose your mind entirely, throw it away, and just sit and watch and feel. Your mind has fucked you over your entire life, filled you with concepts from so many different teachers, including your parents and teachers at school and all these other ones. It's amazing that you escaped able to function at all. But how to function from your own truth, that's hard. Especially since you have so many ideas already about what is and what should be. And it's really hard to find out what is, at least from your point of view. And that usually involves spending a lot of time in silent meditation in any way you can do it. I love waking up early in the morning and just looking around, feeling around inside for my feelings, then discovering what my mind is saying, then discover what other ideas come up. And all the while, watching without becoming attached to any of the concepts that come up. And you'll notice that gradually you become quieter and quieter. You're learning to escape from the mind. Get into the feelings of your body. Now you're saying that can't possibly be a truth or a way to be. Take a look at athletes. They're entirely, completely familiar with their bodies in ways that normal people aren't. But the problem is they're filled still with so many ideas from their past and so many experiences from their past. They're not really seeing or feeling who they are, but more or less still instruction, an idea. And the more you can free yourself from ideas by watching them, the closer every day you feel to original authenticity of yourself. Don't ask the question, who am I? And just shut up after that. Wait for an answer to come. Instead, look into your body, the feelings and experiences of your body, as well as what your mind is saying about all these things. In other words, split part of your attention off of the mind and the mind's viewpoint and use that split attention to take a look at the mind, what it's saying, compared with your direct experience of what you're experiencing without any thought in your head. After a while, you'll find out you don't believe anything. You don't believe what Ramana said. What Hitler said. What Eisenhower said. Or what the Dalai Lama says. You refrain from acting on the concepts you've learned and the beliefs you've learned, and just realize how false it really is, all that your past is giving you. So no matter how old you are, start looking with fresh eyes at what you are. Now, really, it's a very different world that you will experience when you escape from the common mold that society constructs for that which is considered an okay human being. There are many variants, but they're all ideas, they're all models, and usually very mixed up. They can interpose parts. Because now you realize you are realistically the master of your own universe. It was created when your body was born and slowly developed from that mess, developing concepts, ideas, and feelings. so that you're by no means simple anymore. You're very complex. You have too many ideas about yourself, what you should do, and how you should do it. Freedom is to look away from all those concepts that you're living in now and have lived in the past, and instead move out from your mind into your body. Scan your body with your attention. Feel your legs and your feet, toes, your buttocks, stomach, your chest, your head. This defines your playground when you don't have any ideas of what that experience is or want to put it into words. And instead, you relax everything you've ever learned. Throw it away, if you will, for a time. Get free of it. And when you're free of it, free of them, all those ideas, all those concepts, all those things you remember, and instead responding to each moment anew from the totality that is you rather than just the mental description of who you are. Everything changes. What you have is a profound freedom from the past, a profound freedom from all the rules that people want you to live by. Find your own rules, find your own purpose, or better yet, don't find any rules or any purpose. I don't know what I'm seeing, but it looks like there is a bird growing out of Vesselina's head. So I don't know what I'm seeing behind you. You get what I mean? Freedom. Nobody else's ideas. Not even your own ideas. You just act directly without the intermediation of ideas. And the thing is, you can master yourself in a way that can't be done in any other way. You'll tear down the second-hand knowledge that makes you up, has determined your past, and places you in the steering seat of your own life. Reject the rules and the ideas of Marx, Mussolini, Joe Biden, although I love him a lot. Reject the ideas that they try to teach you. Why are they bothering to try to teach you all the time what the world is really like? Why don't they let you see it for yourself, what it's like? By just shutting up and not taking a stand at what's going on around you. You don't react mentally, but by throwing away all ideas and all concepts, you learn to respond from your heart and from the center of your being, underneath all the verbiage and all the ideas of who and what you are and what society is, etc. You sink below the bullshit and you feel at home in your own self. Authenticity, self-realization. They take on a new meaning after you've practiced a while, because they mean to get you to the place where you'll rely on yourself for everything. Now, of course, during this period of time, you're losing friends like crazy. You no longer fit into their thought patterns, their acceptable behaviors. So what you learn to do is act. You know what the boundaries of acceptable are to others, so you act within those boundaries when you're face to face with other people, and don't threaten them. But inside you're free. If you want to, you can act as outrageously as you feel, if that's what you want to do, and see how people respond to you or run away. What are your own ideas of who and what you are? You're very lucky if you don't have any ideas. But there's so many ideas that you don't know which ones to pick. But what you're truly trying to do is to live not from the mind anymore, but in direct response to the universe around you, to other people, to your job, to your home, to your lover, or wife, or husband. This can be a great learning experience for a couple who engaged in this search as a couple. They can learn from each other and more easily shed the bullshit inside of them when they're called upon to do that. And your partner tells you you're all fucked up, and you want to respond by saying, I'm perfect, you're fucked up. And then you fight it out. And instead, you cooperate by being aware of yourself and what you're doing. You admit to the other where you are and what you're doing. And he or she does the same with you. And my God, how quickly you can get rid of the past that way, making it a mutual effort at growth. As long as you're not selecting a few ideas that you both abide by and you create a new model fitting only yourself, because then you're still living in your intellect, not your heart. Now, by living from your heart, I don't mean that all day long you're trying to feel into your heart to see what it feels like or feel what it feels like. When I use it, I mean to look to yourself where you are right now. And how do you react? How do you feel in response to something somebody else says or does? So you become aware of yourself in response to the world. You may not like what you see. You may deem yourself as being too soft and not standing up for yourself enough. And you others easily see other people as too demanding of their point of view. I don't know anybody here like that. We're all pretty open to a degree, but how much of a degree you can only know for yourself. But one of the things you lose is a sense of absolute mastery. And instead, you adopt an attitude of not knowing and learning anew. You grab onto that not knowing point of view as being real truth because you don't know. And from that position, you have to see or begin to see how you react to things. And then you begin to learn about the ideas that have formed you as a person because they come under inspection in relationships with others and to your inquiring mind. But after a while, you learn just to be silent. And it's a state of continuous learning from that point of view. Even though you're not deliberately trying to learn, but you're just trying to discover who and what you are and how you operate. This is a tough road to travel. It's taken me 50 years to find that out. Going from a Zen monk and going down a dozen different paths along the way. Until I saw that all teachers were more or less full of shit, including myself. And it's best not to listen to them. Because in the end, You're the one that has to pay the price for everything you do and say. So you should be the one making those decisions, not living off past ways of being and acting. It's sort of, you have to truly become a warrior. Forging your own path. And every moment you do this, after a while, you feel more and more grounded in yourself. And you can begin real self-exploration. Because now you're far more deep than you thought you ever were. Your attention is constantly affixed into your own body and mind. You see any ideas that arise as false, as a sickness, as a lie, even those ideas that come from you. So instead, now, you leave behind all of thought and thinking and just get into your own being. Your own being. You're no longer a 10-year-old child going to school, absorbing other people's concepts. You're old and wizened, and are trying to find a way of life that feels more real. And that's where awareness of our body brings around an immediacy of living that's lacking in people that think too much. You become grounded in your own body, your own experiences, and increasingly in your own silence, where you no longer wonder about wondering. You no longer wonder about what is true. Instead, moment to moment, you're reassessing the universe from your own point of view. No more ideas about who you are. It doesn't matter if you don't know who you are in terms of being able to express it in words, because what you are is much larger than the world of words. Getting out of the world of words is what it's all about. Because words are universal. And you're particular. And yet you've created a world of universals around yourself based on your schooling and teachers, etc. There's nothing fresh in you. You only feel fresh when you crap out all those ideas, flush them down the drain, purge yourself of the curse of knowing ideas, knowing truths, and instead refocus on knowing your body without words, without concepts. Much like an athlete can own his own body. Although Most athletes probably tend to overthink everything they do anyway. Get out of your minds. Go into the emptiness of your body and of experience without excitement or ideas or meaning or endless purposes. Relax into purposelessness. Relax into silence. Relax into truly being yourself, which is that cognitive ability to become aware of what's going on in your body and your mind. Be free from concepts. Drop all ideas. It's so hard at first. It's so hard because you don't know how to do it really. You have to have an attitude of, I'm not buying that. Prove it. There's another thing to consider. What do all of these spiritual teachers offer you or claim to offer you, if anything? If they're a member of a progression of teachers and they're the latest iteration, what they're trying to do is sell you on their beliefs and their lifestyle. And maybe it's because they think this is best for all of humanity. They have this point of view. But I notice that when I slow my mind and just sink into my body, I can feel my guts, my chest, my ribs, my lungs, how they fill with empty. And gradually, I just sink into the nothingness of these disconnected experiences within my body. And they become a whole in a way. You'd be surprised how differently different parts of your body feel and express themselves. I've told you about this before, but at Mount Baldy, we sat in the Zendo in meditation. And after a certain point in our various intervals of meditation, we'd go to meet Roshi, who has given us a koan or not. And meet him face to face at his own cabin, a little distance from where the waiting room for the meeting was. And as each person who went to meet Roshi, after they leave, the next person in the queue would get up and go to a sitting area with a block of wood in front of them, or a bell. And they could strike that bell with a wand. No, she may step on the keyboard at any time, in which case the satsang might go out the window. So I'll try to prevent that. But anyway, you strike with the wand. And you knew after a while how many people were rather really focused, because you could hear it in the clarity with which they struck the bell. You strike it twice. You strike each with the same angle and the same strength, so that the sounds come out identical each time, and with a cadence that sounds just right to fit that occasion. The more centered the person is, the more beautiful and perfect the sound that they produce seems. And you notice it in yourself as you progress. When you're really into not thinking in the mind, there's a kind of clarity that comes to all your actions, including ringing the bell or hitting the wood block or sanzen, where you go to speak to the teacher. Clack, clack, not clack, 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 clack. It'd be two identical sounds, perfectly separated in time for what the moment brings. So become self-aware of your body. Become self-aware of all the feelings that emanate from your body and inside your body. Grab onto the totality of your experience through your body. And just hold on there, rest. And when you can do this, you more or less turn your world upside down. Because from this point forward, you're number one in your own life. You make the decisions. If you decide to be subservient, so be it. If you decide to be declarative, so be it. It'll be natural, not forced, not based on the past. It'll be new from you. And each day that you do this, You become more authentic to your true self. And by true self, I don't mean something mystical. I mean how your body feels to you and how your mind feels to you. How silence feels to you. And you'll find out you're no longer interested in understanding, but more so interested in your own being, what you experience, who you are, what you are, where you are. Hi, Radha. My little girl is keeping me company. She came here and sat on my arm, which feels so nice. To have a cat sit on your arm. Other cats sit on my face, and that's a very interesting experience. I really sort of enjoy it, except when the hair gets too much. And the overall message I try to give people is that I love you all, and I'm here to help you get away from all those ideas of your past and learning slowly and gently how to be the commandant of your own prison until you're no longer in prison. You've been freed from the prison of ideas and concepts, of memory and habit. Habit is a hard one to get free of, but you'll notice it happens to you once you adopt this kind of lifestyle of not paying attention to your mind and pay attention to the environment and your immediate reactions to the environment. You can only do that a certain number of hours of the day, though, at first, because it's a completely new reorientation of your attention. But after a while, it becomes second nature. And you could really spend 2 or 3 days doing nothing and find it very, very enjoyable, because you've got the constant entertainment of what arises in you, your feelings, body sensations, cats that come and sit on your arm or your head, puppies that lick you, whatever. I really enjoy dogs too. But I had a dog, Pepper, the only dog I ever had. And when he died, it broke my heart, because Pepper was more powerful personality than all the cats in our house. And it wasn't because of his intelligence or anything like that, but the sheer energy of his beingness made him come out number one in my mind, my experience. But I've never been able to have a dog since then. It's like losing a wife or a husband or a mother or a father when you lose an animal you love closely like that. Yeah, anyway. Does anybody have any questions or want to leave a rant of some sort? Loma, you're new here. Is there anything you want to ask? Or you want to stay hidden as a visitor? Just testing the water here.
Lorna is a guest that I invited.
What's that?
Lorna is a guest that I invited.
I didn't hear you right.
Lorna is a guest that I invited today.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Hello. I'm on my phone, so I couldn't see the usual controls in order to reveal myself. I apologize for that delay. But certainly Tom Matthews did invite me today, and I've enjoyed the time, and definitely speak speak credence to what you shared, and look forward to just connecting with you all again. So
Where
I
is
have no
that
questions.
luscious background that I see behind you from?
This
What
is my
part of the country?
backyard.
Oh,
This
that's
is my
nice.
backyard. Thank you.
That's
I'm
nice.
in Kansas, Shawnee, Kansas. So
Kansas.
yeah, Kansas.
My
There's
God.
more than just Wizard of Oz and cows out here. So just get that out of your notion for sure.
Come again.
But, yes,
Come again.
yes, thank you. So I'm good. Okay.
Anybody else have a question or an opinion?
Hey Ed,
Yes.
um, I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. I'm not as eloquent as Jay in my devotion, but I I feel similarly to him as he always expresses his heart very well. And so grateful to be here with you and everybody. And I really hope that you post today's satsang on Facebook. I think it was excellent, and I'd love to revisit it again.
Let me see
Thank
if
you.
I recorded that. Yeah, I did record that. So I can post it later. And
Adam,
Cassie and Ian can post it at their alternative site,
are
which
you
you may
getting?
want to advertise now.
Yeah. So Adam, you're getting the updates about where the satsangs are going now.
Can't hear you.
Uh, I don't know if I've been getting those updates. Are you sending them by email or? I don't
They
think I've
might
been
not.
getting them.
Okay. Well, maybe you could just put your email address in the chat, and I can forward them to you as well.
Okay, that'd be great. And as long as I'm speaking, for those of you who don't know, I recently took some of the uh, all of the MP3 audios off of Edgy's site with Muktananda and some of the chanting, and put it on uh, a Dropbox file for those of you who want to download them, put them on your phone or something for easy access. And
How did I get to it?
Eric, um, I sent out an email to those people that I have their emails. Anybody else that wants access can put their email in the chat here or contact me directly, and I'll just send you a link. And I'm planning on adding to the folder. Eric has sent me some excellent sources of some beautiful music. I've already uploaded some more from YouTube, and I'm seeking out more Muktananda's chants that are kind of rare. And
They're
once
hard
I
to
get
find
those,
now. Good. I'm glad you
yeah,
have some. Muktananda's chanting
yeah,
was always so powerful compared with what happened to him when his two followers took over. Their chants are entirely different and weaker. Nityananda's is pretty good too because he's a drummer and he knows how to belt them out.
yeah. Well, I just wanted to remind everybody that I have that up, and if anybody didn't get the memo, just contact me somehow, and I'll send you the link to the music. And I'm gonna try and update some more and put some more in there, so keep checking back too if you like.
How
Thank
do
you,
we
Ed.
get to you?
Uh, I'll put my email in the chat right now. There you go for anybody who needs it.
I just want to thank you, Adam. My whatever my eloquence might seem to be, I don't know how efficacious it is. I'm very steeped in the mundane world. I feel the what Edgy does to me is so exquisite that I'm reluctant to speak because I feel that the the abiding grace that he instills, I just have to stay with and get down with and be down with and just go dumb as a rock and live it and love it. And if that were my message, that would be sufficient, because he just simply blows me away. And there's a perfection and a grace. I just, there are no words, just simply his gift and his love for me and for us, and my love for the Sangha are just the things that I take away in joy and bliss from every single satsang. And I love you, Edgy, Adam, and everyone here. This is a treasure and grace and bliss and joy, and as close as I can get to it now, and I'll stay on this trip as long and as many laps as I have to take to get it done. I love you all.
I love you too, Jay.
Thank you,
The
Edgy.
devotion is beautiful.
It's all smoke and mirrors. It's not all smoke and mirrors, but a lot of it is just from spending a life in a business that was all bullshit. But anyway.
Well, you'll be our emissary to Hollywood.
No, I can't read about the statistics. It's a shooting gallery out there. I think the number I read this morning was 22,000 souls dispatched in this so far in 2023 alone. It's the bloodiest year it's ever been recorded, and it's only half over. And I'm not going out of the neighborhood. This is my safety zone. Even now, they got in this city, New York, people on scooters are riding through the boroughs just shooting at people. And it's staggering, really. It's incalculable. I don't know. So, as I said, Edgy, I would love to come to Arizona. As I've always said, I would love to just be crushed and crumbled at your feet and do my obeisance. You are my guru, you are my beloved. But right now, when I leave the house, I just pray that I get back in. And I need a cat. I need to get a cat. We need a cat in this house.
Everybody needs a cat or a dog.
Thank you. I love
How many have dogs here? Good. Sometime I'll have you talk about them one by one, about your dog or dogs, what they mean to you. And that will give other people that don't have them some idea what could be gained by having a pet. Of course, I had pets all my life, and it wasn't until a few years ago that I realized how absolutely unequivocally important they are for one's own maturation and happiness. They're really, really one of the keys to your happiness is having a dog or a cat or a kangaroo or whatever. That's your best bud and who you share a lot of silence with, as well as talking to others about how wonderful that animal is to you and what he does to your heart every time he looks at you or she looks at you. Mark, you have said nothing. Why? What's the matter with you? Are you broken?
Think so. I don't have any thoughts in my head, so I think that your satsang has given me no reason to propound, to state anything, because the wisdom has left me right now. Usually I have something wise to say or interesting to say or provocative or whatever, but no, not today. Except I love your satsang. It was great, and it was right on point, right? Extremely helpful. So thank you for that.
You're welcome. You're all welcome. Glad you all come. Come again. Come again. Come next Wednesday. I'll see you then. Take care.